This is the vlog for December 19th, 2018. And I played um, a lot more Warframe today. Although there was a sort of a wonderfully serendipitous problem this morning. They put in a hot fix and the login servers stopped working. Um, and so I took that as a sign that it was time to stop playing a game and start doing some writing. And I managed to get through a chapter. I feel like it could be a little bit stronger, but it's pretty good, and it's setting up for a chapter that's going to be much more interesting. A little bit of action, which I think the reader is going to hopefully appreciate at that point in the story. Thinking about it makes me excited. I don't want to write again tonight, though. I want to try and get more gaming out of my system. I do my best writing in the morning. I think I've found that that's always been the case. Something about waking up, going through morning rituals, just puts me in the right frame of mind. I'm going to be home alone the week of Christmas. My family my mom and dad, I should say, are going to Washington, D.C., and usually I'd be spending the time with them, but I'm not doing that on account of it's just not financially a good idea. And so I'm going to be here packing up to prepare my room to be turned into a nursery down the line. They're watching West Wing downstairs. That's really funny. You can hear the music. I just got finished watching an episode of West Wing. Maybe I'll go down and join them. But this is my vlog, so I can talk about what I want to talk about. I can't help but feel like losing my job and having to put all the things that I really like into storage and all the stuff that I've had to go through this year just feels a little bit like dying without a fun funeral. And that's blowing it out of proportion. Just saying it out loud makes me feel silly. But it's depressing. The weather isn't helping me any. It was gray all day. I decided not to walk because I thought it would make me feel worse. And Warframe, when it was working, was not being terribly agreeable. It turns out when you do Eidolon hunts with pickup groups, sometimes you get people who can't contribute in any meaningful way because they don't know what they're doing and they've been carried through all of their different fights. And then the guys that do know what they're doing drop the group when they realize they're not going to get the support they need. And then I'm stuck in the middle being about halfway effective. I can do the first one pretty much by myself at this point, but I need help clearing out the ads on the second and certainly the third to prevent them from regaining their shields. That's going to be some game information. If you don't play Warframe, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But it takes more work to do the 3 hunts in a row than it does to do 1 or even 2. I wasn't able to get through the second one about halfway through, not halfway. I decided to leave when I realized that the shields had been restored from 0 all the way back up to half, and I wasn't actually putting any sort of effective dent in this thing. And I haven't been supremely lucky. I have not yet gotten any pieces of Mesa Prime that I can think of. Could be wrong about that. I've gotten 2 rare parts of her Redeemer Gunblade, which I wasn't terribly excited for. I'm really stuck because I wouldn't mind buying the $50 package that gives me some platinum in the game and the weapons, and then earning Mesa myself or using platinum to buy pieces of Mesa Prime to build myself. And that way I could use the platinum maybe to pay for part of Mesa Prime, but also to pay for a lot of incidental stuff that I have found myself spending my platinum on. But then if I'm going to spend $50 on any of this, it really ought to be on the accessory pack, since that's the stuff that I can't get otherwise. Money really makes the world go round. I wish I wasn't so dependent on that. I wish we all weren't so dependent on that. But at the same time, the system that we have has allowed me to earn money playing video games for a living and buy the laptop that I've been making these vlogs on. It allows me to talk to my friends just about any time of day, play games with people all over the world, even if they're not being very helpful in an Eidolon fight. And I have that problem where my disgruntlement, I won't call it anger, doesn't feel justified, it doesn't feel validated, except I do sort of resent that I don't have a means of keeping all the figures and stuff that I love. But I think everybody that does this sort of collection hobby kind of thing runs into this eventually. They realize they can't keep everything that they have, so they have to decide what really is important and what they can live without. And I'm going to have to make that choice pretty soon here, probably over the Christmas break. I'm going to have to decide if there's anything that I can sell for a reasonable price, maybe make some money back on some of these Transformer figures. But we'll see. I'm Eric Spornitz, and tomorrow will be better.